Hello, welcome to another reptile documentary. I'm your host, Cayman Cody. Today, we're going to traverse this awesome Texas terrain to see what we can find and talk about with you guys. So come along. So we're out looking for these snakes this morning. It was a kind of a cool morning when we first got here, but to an animal that's ectothermic, I'm feeling these rocks right here, and they still got a cool touch, the coolness to them, to the touch. So it's kind of like when you preheat an oven to 425, you let the oven reach that temperature before you put your cookies in to bake it. Well, these animals instinctively know when it's time to get on these spots from the sun and warm up. So it's still a little bit cool right now, so we'll give it a few more minutes and I'm sure we'll find something.
We were able to observe these cliff or barn swallows. See how the male guards the nest while the female feeds the babies? Aren't they gorgeous?
Oh! Just kidding. It's areas like this that make me love Texas. Gosh, it's beautiful. Get a load of this. This is an old diamondback water snake carcass. And nature has chose to take it out. There's a couple of water sources near the area. At one point in time, it's probably traversing the terrain to get from one to the other for the sake of food purposes. And you know, one of the spots might have been lackluster on food, so it was trying to get to the other one, but nature chose to take them out. That's nature's way. Poor guy. Oh, by the way, the cameraman is Brandon. Y'all give him a shout out. But Brandon and I are walking down this trail and we're stumbling onto something you just don't see that much of when you're out on these adventures in the wild. But before we show it to you, I would like to talk a little bit about what you're fixing to see. Sometimes snakes get so hungry, even though they can go a long period of time. A lot of snake species can go up to 1 year without eating anything. Their metabolism is slowed so far down. How awesome is that? But you just don't see this a lot. Sometimes they get so hungry in the wild that they don't care. They don't care if something might be too big for them to eat. They're going to give it a go anyway. It's like, hey, I'm hungry. I can eat the side of a cow right now. I don't care. But anyway, check this out. A lot of times when you're in the wild filming, you run across situations that you really don't want to try to be a part of because it's nature doing its thing. This is one of those cases. We didn't have the heart to tell this guy that he probably wasn't going to pull this off. So we decided just to sit here and watch him and see if he would figure that out for himself. But notice how big this thing is compared to this snake. He is humongous. Now snakes can eat something 10 times the size of their head, keep in mind. But I think this might surpass that a little bit. What do you think? crew and I figured that this was one time where there was no need to pick up a snake to talk about it. Just watching this guy swim across the water with this thing in his mouth was truly amazing. He did eventually swim out of the sight of the camera, however, so we were unable to see him fail like we knew he was going to do. But just remember that the most beautiful species of animals are the ones in their natural environment. We don't always have to have them in our hands to talk about them. We can educate about them nonetheless. This was awesome. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for on this adventure. I'm Cam and Cody reminding you, hit that subscribe button, like us, share the videos, be sure you catch our upcoming videos too. Reptiles rule!